Hey guys, I don't get starstruck very often, but I got to tell you, my mom came home, I think it was 1985 or 86, she comes home with a VHS copy of Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. I'm 6.5 years old at the time, she lets me watch it with her, probably messes my mind up more than it should.
Wrong.
But, yeah, right?
Bad parenting.
But I got to tell you, the movie itself, everything about that movie to me really impacted a lot of my life. The soundtrack, you know, I was walking around today with the record today. I got some of you guys to sign it. The soundtrack, the movie itself, the production, everything about that movie to me really influenced a lot of who I am today. I'm actually playing in one of the bands tonight, playing at the after party, so if you guys are coming, that's great, fantastic. I guess my question to you guys would be, at the time of making this movie, did you guys have any idea, A, that it was going to be so impactful for a lot of people, and B, I lost my train of thought already. No, what the hell was I thinking? See, I had this all planned out. It was, I guess, I just want to know how proud you are of what you guys all put together in general. That'd be great.
And if you remember exactly what it was you wanted to say, just come to the mic and say it. This might jog your memory. Part one of the two questions, no. We didn't, I had no, well, speaking for myself, no idea that this movie would have the effect that it's had. I can't imagine that anybody did, except for maybe Dan, you know. Brian Peck?
Yeah, he's a fan.
And maybe Brian Peck, but nobody's got that kind of a crystal ball, you know, like that. This has gone on, and I think when that happens, there's a lot of accidents that have to happen, you know. A little bit of brilliance, a little bit of original thinking, a great deal of original thinking on Dan's part, and then all the accidents of the casting, like, so. But no, I can't imagine anybody who was working on this film as an actor was like, this is going to be a fucking cult film. I'm going to be talking about it 30 years from now in another country. Nobody would have thought that, and it's the coolest thing ever. But your second question was, are we proud of our participation in it? Yeah, in the beginning of it. It's very personal from my point of view. I was not. I didn't understand it. I felt like I was breaking. I was doing this. I kept going to the director and going, "Is this what you want? Am I doing okay? I don't really know what I'm very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable." He's like, "No, you're just fine."
Yeah, that's because you're weak.
So, and afterwards, now when I look back at it, all I see is Dan Obana and everybody else going, "Okay, this is what we want. This is a little color for this thing we're making." And I'm like, I wouldn't say proud, I just feel grateful that I got to be in it, because I felt like I don't know what I'm doing, but I am now super grateful that I stuck around and allowed myself to have that experience with his help.
Thank you.
Yes, that's
Speak.
John here is always the class act, and Dan would always say, "Why don't you just listen to what John's saying? Just listen," because John would take me behind the gravestone.
Take you behind the gravestone?
Because I could not get this go choke a chicken line to this day. I don't even like, but I didn't know what it meant then. And he would sit there and go, "Just say the line." You know, he would say that this is what you do to your thing. And the reality is, Dan would always sit there and say, "I don't have to tell John anything what to do because he just knows how to do it." And I was just...
I never heard that before.
Oh, yes. And so I looked at it from, here we are with zombies. I just done a movie with hot tubs. So, oh, thank you. I just done a movie with hot tubs, and now it's a movie with zombies, and it took me away from a place of work that displayed myself, and I was just grateful for there's a check, and I was grateful that I didn't have to really audition. I auditioned because he wanted to make sure the chemistry was right with everyone. But you know, I'm blessed, and 35 freaking years later, we're still talking about brains and zombies and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Extremely proud of the movie and what it's become, and
for me, when I got the role as just a young actor, I hadn't done, it's like the biggest part I ever done in my life at the time, and I just kind of got really quiet. And the script is great. I mean, my part was amazing. The arc of the character from my kid was just this young kid, and then I'd slowly die, and then I die, and I become this full-blown zombie with an FU jacket. And so for me, it was a great arc, and it was a great part to play. Very humbled by it. You know, I'm thinking about it now, and it just I just got really quiet and just kind of did my day's work as I knew best. I would do some scenes differently today that I did then, you know, because we're always growing as artists and poets, you know. But very proud of the movie and where it's taken and where it's been. I had no idea that it would have the legs that it has. I thought it might go to video, if there was even video at the time, that would just disappear. But I'm glad it didn't. There's so many great one-liners in this movie. So many great one-liners. You can watch it from any point. You know, if you just happen to tune into it halfway through it, it still grabs your interest, and you can just, you know, watch it forever.
Did your grandmother, was she living when this came out? I'm glad did she see it?
Absolutely not.
I wish she had seen it, because I think she would be so proud of you. Everything that John said, I agree with in spades. There's nothing more I can say. He said it eloquently, so let me pass it on to the rubber man.
I don't really have much to add either. Yeah, we had no idea what the future held back then. I mean, for me, from my point of view at that time in my career, I was just trying to be a working actor, and this was another job that came along, and I took it, and it was like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's all kind of crazy. But and I think I'm kind of the craziest thing around here, judging by the way things look. So I'm just going to go out there and have fun and redo my thing. And especially being inside that suit, I was literally kind of insulated from everything that was going on. I don't remember a lot of socialization, socializing going on. They would get me in the suit early, and I would just sit in it all day, and then yeah, just sitting on an apple box or on a slab, because there were sometimes I couldn't even sit down.
I didn't even know there was a real person in there.
They thought I was a storage, looked like a prop.
Stephen, could I ask Allan a question? Would you mind? Some of these lectures that we give, I call them lectures, Allan demonstrates how he worked his body into those crazy maneuverings. Would it be too much of an imposition for you to show the folks here who came to support this first-time festival how you did your body? It's wonderful to watch you work.
Well, now you're guilting me into it. I have to preface this by saying, without the suit, it looks a little weird. It just looks like, somebody please help that man cross the street. He's in need of some kind of help. So I didn't choreograph anything for it. I just thought what it would be like if I was about to fall apart, if just all my bones were just literally being held together by the slightest of threads. And that seemed to somehow focus in my hips.
So
Thank you very much. They're getting a different show back here. and so then it just sort of came about that the hip thing would, do that. And that was the balance. He was like always trying to balance himself. It was like a Jenga tower that was about to fall down. So that's how that worked.
I just wanted to add, welcome to Canada. There's a Canadian, we talked about 6 degrees of separation. There's a Canadian connection to someone who's not here with us anymore, James Caron. He was in Poltergeist, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I was forced to watch that movie when I was 4 years old because my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, she was procured to create the clown that comes alive in that movie. So that's kind of my connection to James Cameron, connection to this movie. So there's a lot of that going on. So thank you very much, guys.